Whether it's the Amazing Spider-Man, the Man of Steel, or the Dark Knight, everyone loves the superheroes from comic books and movies. But much more impressive than the heroic actions of these fictional characters are the real-world people that become heroes every day. Today, we're going to be showing you 8 brave and heroic deeds that were caught on camera. From a little boy performing an incredible feat of strength to a heroic truck driver and even a singer with a very big heart. This should be a good one. So for all this and more, stay tuned right here at Wonderlane. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Let us know in the comments. Starting off at number 8, we have a pretty terrifying situation that took place 3 years ago on an English highway. The driver of a car lost consciousness while driving, and his car continued to careen down the highway. The situation endangered the life of the driver as well as everyone else on the road. Thankfully, a couple other motorists decided to take matters into their own hands. A truck driver drove alongside of the unconscious driver's car and pushed it gently to the side in order to stop it, while another man left his safe car in the middle of traffic to help the unconscious driver. Eventually, the rescuers managed to get into the unconscious man's car, and an off-duty paramedic who happened to be on the scene immediately started to give first aid. Thanks to the heroism of the truck driver and the other bystanders, this life-threatening situation turned out okay for everyone involved, and the truck driver was subsequently presented with an award for his actions. Number 7 shows us that you don't necessarily have to put your life on the line to become a hero. In this video, you can see a man's hands gently and carefully helping a newborn duckling out of its shell. These are the hands of boat rental company owner Stephen Laidman, who is a wildlife rescue volunteer and has already saved the lives of 59 ducks this year alone. Stephen is not only active on the body of water in the vicinity of his boat rental company, but also he rescues animals from other places, such as his balcony from which they could fall. Stephen goes through life with his eyes wide open and on the lookout for any baby ducks in his hometown that find themselves in dangerous situations. Any animals that are not yet well enough to survive in the wild are cared for by Stephen in converted dog kennels on his premises. And if a single bird is particularly unwell, he even lets them spend the night inside his house. Coming in at number 6, we've got a small act of heroism, but on a much larger scale. Everyone knows how meaningful it can be to help someone cross the street, but this policeman took it a step further. A surveillance camera at the intersection of an 8-lane road in China recorded a policeman pulling his car into the intersection and then stepping out of the camera's line of sight. The policeman then returned, famously helping an elderly man cross the street slowly and carefully. This may have been a small gesture on the part of the policeman, but it showed that strangers can be selfless and loving to each other, even at the most random of times and places. For number 5, we're traveling to the steep cliffs known as the China Walls. The China Walls are known for being steep cliffs harboring huge waves below. 5 years ago, a small dog named Jerry was walking along the cliffs when a huge wave swept him into the ocean. As if that wasn't enough, the dog was immediately caught by a second monster wave. He survived the force of the waves, but was visibly struggling to stay afloat, and he had no chance of making it back to shore safely. A man saw the dog and did not hesitate to leap in after Jerry, even though another wave could have easily taken the man down to the depths. The man's rescue attempt succeeded and the dog made it safely back to shore. The rescuer remains anonymous to this day. At number 4, we've got Mccarthy, who proved that you can still do good deeds even while dealing with your own hardships. At the time, Glenn was homeless and had been diagnosed with terminal cancer. One day, as he was driving past a supermarket, he spotted a toy drive asking for donations for toys for needy children. Mccarthy was so moved by the idea that he pooled what little money he had and bought a doll for nearly $50 in order to donate for a needy child. People soon heard about the act and word spread very fast, so much so that Glenn was asked to appear on TV. In an interview, Mccarthy explained that he was actually happier than he had ever been in his life, and that he had personally learned that the cliche of money can buy many things but not happiness absolutely rings true. Our next hero is proof that anyone can be a hero, regardless of their age. The number 3 spot tells the story of a pair of twins that were playing with the chest of drawers in their room, and things got out of hand very quickly. They were both climbing the chest when it tipped over and pinned them. One of the boys was able to escape relatively easily, but then, rather than run away crying and screaming, he turned and managed to push the furniture off his brother, saving his life. Now on to number 2, and a video that initially arouses fear regarding flying. About a year ago, a Boeing 737 missed a runway on approach and fell into the water of a lagoon. Although the plane was still floating on the surface of the water, it was clear that it would soon sink. Although some people had already escaped from the plane and were sitting safely in lifeboats, a few brave heroes returned to the floating plane to search for more struggling passengers. When the plane finally sank after an hour on the water, all 35 passengers and 12 crew members had been rescued and returned home with a once-in-a-lifetime tale of adventure thanks to some very brave rescuers. Finally, number 1. There's an annual event that gives thousands of people a little bit of happiness in their difficult everyday lives. We're talking about the Christmas dinner for the homeless and needy. Singer Frank Zander has been hosting in Berlin every year for the past 25 years. Zander, who's best known for the German song that can be translated to "Here Comes Kurt," is not concerned with his own name being in the spotlight through this event. He simply wants to help the helpless. Instead of using his vast wealth to live comfortably or build on his own physical possessions, Zander has been investing incredible amounts of time and money in this event since 1995 in order to give up to 3,000 people a nice Christmas every year. On this day, the homeless are given goose legs, dumplings, and red cabbage, as well as gift bags and a show. Frank Zander works in the background to convince sponsors, honorary aides, and other wealthy people to help the celebration long before Christmas time. Even his own health problems do not stop the singer from organizing his Christmas party. The willingness to make sacrifices is also greatly appreciated by the patrons of the dinner, for whom Frank Zander's festival is often the highlight of the year. So that's going to do it for our 8 amazing heroic deeds captured on camera. Don't forget to connect with us in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to Wonderlane for more videos like this every week.